Reminder, I'm recording it, and if you want to record it, you're more than welcome to. And so going through, I became a person that I was extremely frustrated. Monday mornings was the worst day of the week for me. I lived for Friday afternoons. I lived for weekends. Sunday night was the most depressing time. And I realized that life had so much more to offer. And although I was living a supposedly, through a good career, still financially, I was making ends meet come the end of the month. And my wife and I started asking critical questions. How could we take our lives from where we were to where we wanted to be? We had goals and dreams. We wanted to start a family of our own. We had a goal to move back to South Africa one day. And that is where our near life journey began. And it wasn't plain sailing. I won't get into it now, but I made a lot of mistakes. I learned a lot of good lessons, which I hope to communicate to you over the course of the next 90 days. But we had the faith and the courage to start. And that journey has changed our lives and transformed our lives in more ways that I can even begin to mention. So if you are new with us, new to this Near Life family, I want to welcome you to this family. I want to welcome you onto this team. I think you're in for a very fun and successful journey. And so who is Near Life? Near Life is the world's leading nutrition company. Did you know that? Nobody does nutrition like Near Life does nutrition. And when you go out into your communities and into your world, I want you to wear that proudly, because I know I get to spend about 10 days with our scientific advisory board every year. And I can promise you, there isn't another company on this planet that does nutrition like Near Life does nutrition. And we are on our mission. Our mission is to make the world a healthier and a happier place. We want to end the trend of chronic and financial disease. And we can help people in two ways. How can we help people? Number one, our first goal is to empower people to better health. And from a business point of view, do people need better health? Are there people in this world, in your community, that need that product that we offer? And I think, in my biased opinion, people are desperate for better health. We have more science, we have more technology, we have more pharmaceutical medication today than ever before. Yet we are experiencing more sickness today in this country, on this continent, around the world than ever. We have a solution. And number two, we want to empower people to better finances, better wealth. And again, from a business perspective, do people need our opportunity product? And I believe we're living through times where, in fact, we are experiencing more financial sickness than we are physical sickness. I don't know if you agree with that, but I believe we're living through a time where we're experiencing more financial sickness than physical sickness. And so I believe the Near Life opportunity has become one of our biggest products we have to offer, the opportunity. And I had a very interesting experience on Saturday. I was asked to go and talk to a group of mining executives up in the East Rand. And it was at this very big mine, and we sat in their boardroom and we spoke. We spoke about product, we spoke about business, but I got to hear their story. And 2 years ago, this mining firm employed had over 900 people on their books. Right now, they have 29 people on their books. We're experiencing challenges in this world that we have the solution to, namely health challenges and financial challenges. And so we have solutions to two of the biggest problems. And the secret to your success in Near Life is to go out and solve those problems for as many people as possible. I'm just going to mute somebody. Can you just double check you're on mute? Give me a second. We're just getting a little bit of feedback. There we go. Looking good. And so tonight we all come together as distributors from all over Southern Africa, many other parts of Africa. And for most of us, most of you probably have never met each other. You don't know each other, but we all have something in common on this call tonight, because we all made this decision to commit to this 90 days of high activity, this 90 days of success team. We all have goals, we have dreams, and I'm guessing you have a greater vision for your life right now, whatever that may be. And that is why I believe you're on the call this evening. And the purpose of the success team is to help you achieve those dreams and those goals by challenging yourself mentally, physically, emotionally. We're going to challenge our fears. We're going to challenge our weaknesses. Maybe you have a fear of talking to people. Maybe you have this deep-seated fear of rejection. Maybe you have an ego that keeps on popping up and getting in the way of your day-to-day life and what you do and what you don't do. Maybe your biggest problem is consistency. You blow hot and cold. You let the problems of this world, you let the problems of life dictate your activity. And the list can go on and on, but whatever it is, we need to identify and change that behavior, because that is what it's going to take to become the best version of yourself and to break through boundaries and barriers that might have held you back in the past. And over the next 90 days, you're going to springboard yourself and your business to the next level. And I want you to know, and I want you to believe with all your heart that your business is about to go to a place that it's never been before. And I want us all to look back at the end of this 90 days and feel satisfied because we laid it all out and we left nothing on the table. Because your success doesn't happen by chance. It happens by choice. And when you decide to do whatever it takes, that is when you succeed in this business. That is when you succeed in life. So I'm going to ask you all to just tear up that old playbook that you might have been living life by. And all decisions you make and all the actions you take over the next 90 days, don't base them on any past fears or failures. I want you to make every decision and every action based on where you want to go. 90 days of living your biggest life, your best life, living a life outside of your comfort zone. And I know we all have a life to live. We have families to run. For many of us, we have jobs to hold down. Near life is probably your part-time business right now. But I'm going to ask you to get committed regardless. More committed than you have ever been in your life. Because freedom is not free. And we're going to chip into that a little bit over the coming weeks. Freedom is not free. Every dream or goal that you might have has a price tag attached to it. And now's the time to stretch yourself to your maximum capacity. And over the next 90 days, pay that price, whatever that price is. And I remember as a kid, when my parents were starting out in the near life journey, and they were running hard, and they were doing a 6-month, a 90-day, 6-month, real intense burst of activity. And I was young. I was under the age of 10. And I remember they came to my sister and I, and over dinner one night, and they said to us, listen, this is what we're going to do. We might be missing some of your tennis matches. We might be collecting, you might be missing a few parties. There might be a couple of sacrifices we're going to have to make. But this is our goal. And then they went through the goal list, and they had a goal of moving into this beautiful home. They knew exactly where they wanted to move to. But the goal that they had for us as a family was to take us to Disneyland, Florida. And that became the biggest goal. And all these sacrifices, and yes, sometimes they were tough, but we had this goal that we were running towards as a family. And I'll never forget, one day I was getting a lift home from school with a friend's mom. And she turned to me and she said, Drew, don't you, how do you feel? Your parents are often not at home and they're working so hard. And I said, it doesn't matter. We're going to Disneyland. And that is exactly what we did. 2 years later, we did a trip of a lifetime to Disneyland. And every year later, we took at least 1 to 2 holidays overseas a year. And I'm a firm believer in that little saying that you can play now, but you'll pay the price later. Or you can be paying the price now and you'll play later. And so this 90 days, I'm going to ask you to pay that price. And I'm going to, because I know that price will set you up for a magnificent second half of 2019. Is that cool? Are we all on the same page? Okay, so let's run through the requirements of the success call. And I'm going to share my screen with you right now. Okay. I'm guessing you can all see my screen. And success team, there are requirements of the success team. And the first one is you agree to commit yourself for 90 days. Okay. And so this is our first call. And if after this call you say, Drew, I can't do this, I'm out. Notify your team leader, it's not a problem. But if you commit, I want you to stay engaged and stay committed. And I want that for your benefit, but also it's a team sport. And for the benefit of the rest of the team, I want us all to have the same level of commitment and stay fully active and engaged for 90 days. We need to attend weekly success calls, okay? And this call will take place the same time, the same night every week, which is 8 p.m. on Monday. We're going to try and keep this to a 30-minute call. And the reason why it's at 8 p.m., so everybody can have dinner, can put the kids to bed, and so we can get onto this call with as few distractions as possible, okay? And on this call, I'm going to ask you to be engaged, and we're going to be getting your feedback, and we're going to be getting your input on this call. And we have a little saying in Success Team that there are two reasons why you can miss your Monday night calls. The first reason is you are doing a product or business presentation. And the second reason is you're attending your own funeral. But that's how important these weekly Success Team calls are. This is where you're going to get a lot of your learning, a lot of your lessons, a lot of your accountability. Okay. Number 3, always be positive and uplifting. Okay. And now we have people of various abilities and success levels on this call. And that is what I love about Success Team. And so we're going to make it a super uplifting and supportive environment. And so if you have anything negative to say, I'm not saying sweep it under the carpet. I'm saying raise it with me directly or to your team leader. And make sure all of our communication, and if you are not on mute, just mute yourself. All of our communications and interactions together are positive and uplifting. Number 4, commit to attending events, near-life events. And those are your local near-life events in your area. And I want everybody on this Success Team to attend Convention 2019. That is happening on the 24th of August. And Convention, for anybody who has been to Convention, you'll know that Convention basically helps you to see the bigger picture and increases your commitment level. And it's something that every serious near-life builder needs to get to. Number 5, complete your weekly activity tracker. Okay, I'll be talking about the activity tracker in a moment. But basically, the activity tracker is how we track your weekly activity. Or more importantly, how you track your weekly activity. Okay, Success Team is about transparency and accountability. And based on your weekly activity, we can coach you and improve your skill level. Number 6, commit to 15 minutes of personal development time every single day. And every week we're going to have an assigned reading or assigned task that is going to help you fill this 15 minutes. And finally, activity is king. The final requirement of Success Team is to increase your activity over the next 90 days. Okay, so let's just pull something else up. Okay, the activity tracker. I need you to focus on this for a second. This is what your activity tracker looks like. I'm going to explain it, not in a huge amount of detail. You might have questions. Please get back to your team leader with any questions that you have. I'm just going to go through. If you aren't muted, can you just mute yourself? There we go. I think I got the person. Okay, so your success tracker, basically it's based around the 3 daily success habits. And we'll be doing a training over the next week or 2 around the 3 daily success habits. But basically, if somebody says to you or says to me, Drew, what do I have to do to succeed in this business? What are the activities? Number one is to use the product. Okay. And as a Near Life distributor, we expect you to be using the products every day in your home, whether that's using the skincare, the cleaning products, the nutrition, or all of it. You get a point every day you use the cleaning products, or you use the Near Life products, okay, with a total of 7 points per week. Number two, the second activity is to share Near Life. Now, sharing Near Life is basically, this is the money-making activity. And so the green part of this form is where you make your money. And you get 2 points for every prospect you talk to. So every time you talk to somebody new about Near Life, whether it's about the product or opportunity, whether that's inviting them to a presentation or to view a prospecting tool such as the product catalog or the Charged Up on Good Nutrition video, or inviting them to a nutrition seminar or an opportunity meeting, you get 2 points. Now, that person doesn't have to agree and come, but the fact that you've put yourself out there and you've invited somebody to take a look at your product or your business. Now, you can't just WhatsApp everybody on your database and say, I've got an opportunity coming up. It has to be two-way communication. So I either need to pick up the phone and say, hey, Camille, you mentioned that your energy was low. I've got something which I think will be of benefit. Come join me at a nutrition presentation. Or WhatsApp, hey, Camille, you told me you're frustrated with your career. I've got something which I think could be of value. Can I come around and talk to you about an opportunity? That is, and he has to come back to me and say, that sounds great, or tell me more, or yes, I'm in. Two-way communication will give you 2 points. Maximum.
Sorry, Drew, we're not seeing the form, Drew. I think just put screen share and select Excel. We'll see that.
Oh, okay, you're not seeing it. Okay, let me just share that again. How's that? Are you seeing that, Camille?
That's it. Now we can see it now. Just start again.
Okay. So apologies. This is a tracker sheet. Number one, use the products. You get a point every day for using the products. And who do you have to be honest to? Yourself. But as a serious Near Life distributor, we expect you to be using the Near Life products wherever you can in your range, in your home. So if you're cleaning your home, we expect you to be cleaning your home with Near Life products. If you're taking a supplement, we expect you to be supporting your own business and taking a Near Life supplement. If you're using skincare, we expect you to be supporting your own business and using the Nutrients range. Okay, that is how important using the products is, because that is how you build your belief in the product. That is how you develop your own product stories, by using the product. Number two, sharing Near Life. This is the money-making activity. And every time you invite somebody to take a look at your product or your business, you get 2 points. Okay? But it has to be two-way communication. You can't send out a blanket message to your entire database saying, hey, this is my product catalog, or hey, come join me at a meeting. That's not how it works. It has to be a two-way communication where they commit to you. They say, sounds interesting, yes, no, or maybe, or tell me more. Follow up with prospects. The latest stats in our industry are showing that people are seeing our product and our opportunity 4 to 6 times before they commit to buying or joining. That means we need to have a very strong follow-up game. And so if you invite somebody to take a look at the business, if they have a look at the business, we need to be following up with them until we get a yes or no. And every time you follow up with a prospect, you get 1 point. Okay? Now, this might sound a little bit confusing right now, but these are skills that we're going to be working on over the course of the next 90 days. Following up with your team. What does that mean? That means setting up appointments with your team, setting up events, following up their following up. You have a meeting, they have guests, follow up with them. Have they followed up with the guests? Have they got a result from the guests? What are their monthly targets? How are they tracking on their monthly targets? What are they planning? Etc., etc. And there must be two-way communication. Presentation. Every time you facilitate or host a presentation or have a guest at a Near Life product or opportunity presentation, such as a home meeting, a coffee shop event, a spa hour, or a one-on-one meeting, or on a webinar, not the success team webinar, an opportunity webinar or product webinar, you'll get 5 points per prospect. Okay, that's a high scoring activity. And then number 3, personal development. Every day that you do your 15 minutes of reading, you can give yourself 2 points. And I'm going to be asking you to be honest with yourself here. If you don't do your reading, don't give yourself points. Okay. And then every week that you attend the Success Team call, you'll get 5 points per call. Okay. And then you tally up your numbers and you give yourself a weekly score. Okay. So why do we do this? We do this for a number of reasons. I can't tell you how many times I've had somebody who has said to me, Drew, I'm so committed to my business. I'm working my business. It's just not working. And month after month, they are disappointed, and they have all the talents and all the possibility and requirements to succeed in this business, but they just don't seem to ever get ahead. And when I've sat down with them and I've said, okay, show me your diary. What did last week's activity consist of? What activity do you have planned for this week? There is no activity. And that's the obvious reason why their business isn't succeeding. So number 1, this gives us a clear window of accountability and transparency. What is our activity? Does our activity match our goals for our business? Because when we have high goals, but our activity is low, that is where the disappointment lies. So we need to raise our activity to match our goals and our dreams. Okay, and then if we scroll down, we have a note section. On Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, every day of the week, you can make notes. I spoke to Mary this morning. I followed up with Johnny, and he's interested. He wants to get the product catalog. He wants me to meet with his wife. This is what so keep a running commentary of your day-to-day business, because that is how we can coach you. Because if you are sharing Neolife and you're getting very high points for sharing Neolife every week, but that isn't converting into people at presentations, then we need to have a look at what are you saying to people. If you're getting a lot of people to presentations, but you're not getting a lot of signups in your organization, then we can have a look, how are you closing people? So based on your activity scores, we'll be able to coach you and train you more effectively. Okay, is that making sense to everybody? Now, we have some very successful people on this call that have been through Success Team a number of times, and they have generated magnificent momentum through Success Team and fantastic results with their team, themselves personally. And I've just asked them to quickly share with us, and just to draw on some of the experience, just to share 2 things. What is the benefit? What is the biggest benefit for them and Success Team? Okay. What has been the benefit of Success Team for you? And what is the one thing they would suggest to you on the call, people on the call, to maximize the Success Team experience in the 90 days? And I'm going to start with Melissa. I'm going to unmute you. There we are. Hey, Melissa, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you all?
Fantastic. Welcome to the call, and welcome to your next edition of Success Team.
That's it. Thank you. Okay, so my 2 points, Drew. Firstly, just accountability. That's just what the Success Team for me is all about. Is I think we all know what we need to be doing, but when you've got to be accountable to yourself, it's just, I want to just say to everyone, really have that tracker with you all the time, and don't let a day go by that you haven't focused on your tracker. And it's not about comparing yourself to what other people are doing in the Success week. It's about just improving yourself. But that tracker is it's just vital to utilize it properly, because it is just the best tool ever. And then one other thing quickly, just don't think reading that we have to do. Really, that's just as important as the tracker, is to really focus on the reading and apply what we're doing with GoPro first, and just apply it as you go along. And if you do those 2 things, that's just the recipe for success.
Fantastic. Melissa, thank you. That's great advice, guys. Take that on board. Thank you. Antoinette, I'm going to unmute you. Okay, let me try and unmute you 1 second. Now, Antoinette is a successful Ruby that's based in Durban, and she's got a really good team on this call. Do you want to try and unmute yourself, Antoinette? I'm just having a problem unmuting you. You look startled. There we are. Good evening.
Just 2 things that I want to say. Number 1 is focus. You've got to focus daily and to make this work, because it does work. It does momentum, and that is what you get if you focus. And the other thing is the tracker. Actually, try and aim for 100 points, because then you're very on track and you are moving fast. If you're not there yet, it's fine. But as you go along, just try and aim to get to 100 points. Up that activity by focusing more. Yeah.
Fantastic, thank you. That's a good goal to have. 100 points on the tracker. It might not be real for you right now, but aim to build it up to 100 points over the next couple of weeks. And to reiterate that point that they both mentioned, you're competing with yourself, nobody else on this team. You're accountable to the team, but you're competing with yourself. Thank you, Ant. Cesar, do you want to unmute yourself?
I can. Okay. A lot has been said already. I had accountability down. Yeah, we can imagine that we are doing the business, but when you have it down on paper, the tracker, and then you can really get to see whether you really are doing the business or not. So that's what the biggest benefit I have found. Accountability. But then what I would like people to maximize is really commit to arrive goals. It's so important, and it doesn't take much out of one's day or one's week to just commit this time and to be there. And if you have the app on your phone, you can actually be anywhere, still attend. You don't have to be in your house all the time. So those are the two. But what I wanted to also say is that as much as possible, we have to keep up with the reading. One thing that I would say we should maximize. Okay.
Fantastic. Thank you, Cesar. Absolutely. Keep up with the reading. When you fall behind with the reading, then you start, it's hard to catch up because you start skim reading and you miss out on, and whatever we make you read, it's for a very specific reason. So keep up with the reading. Thank you very much, Cesar. Nola, Rory, are you with us?
Yeah, all right. Hello, can you see us? Can you hear us?
Hello.
I can hear you loud and clear. I can't see you, but I can hear you.
Oh,
there you are.
How about that? Is that any better?
Yeah. You look a million miles away, but you're there.
Yeah. Okay, hi everyone. It's just exciting to be on the group because it's just nice to be part of a group. And everybody said the same thing, and it's keep up with the reading.
Oh, we lost you guys. Okay, we lost you guys. Too bad. But that's Rory and Nola McDermott. They are my parents that I mentioned earlier. They're 4 diamond directors in this business. And I just want to, before we really even begin this journey, thank all of the leaders that are on the call with us this evening, because you're going to play a big role in the success team. And if you have any questions, get your team leader. They come with a lot of experience. So guys, the reading for this week, we are going to get back to this GoPro book. Okay, I know many of you have read it for a number of times, but this, I can't tell you how many times I read it. Every time I read it, I get something new out of it. For many of us on the call, we'll be reading this book for the very first time. This is a game changer book. Okay, and I'm going to be sending you all a link to a PDF to this book. And so you can read it on your laptop or on your phone or on your tablet. And we're going to be reading the introduction, and we're going to be reading chapter 1. Okay, so the introduction and chapter 1. And I'll be communicating that to the broadcast group. And I'll just stick it onto the screen here. Okay. Okay, so we're going to be reading. Can you all see that screen? Yeah? Okay. We'll be reading GoPro Introduction and Chapter 1. Okay, so that is a good place to start. And then I'm going to be sending you all a video or a link to a video. It's called Rise of the Entrepreneur. Okay, and it's something that I want all of us to watch in the first week of Success Team. It is going to be about a 400, 500 megabyte download or watch. Okay, but I want you to invest in yourself, invest in your business, and make sure that you watch this video over the next. It's about a 40-minute video called Rise of the Entrepreneur, and we will discuss these two aspects when we connect next week. Okay. And then for those of you who have been living under a rock possibly, but on Friday we announced that we are going to Prague, the Czech Republic, Prague in 2020, May 2020, for the Near Life World Team Convention. And I think this couldn't be better time because that is a year from now. And there's no reason why every single person on the Success Team can't be on the world team and at Sapphire Director level or above over the next 12 months. And if you haven't been to Prague, it is the most beautiful and most fascinating city in Europe. It's a bucket list destination. And okay, and so just to finish off on this call tonight, let me just see you so I can see who I'm talking to. Just to finish off the call tonight, your success will be a result of you and nobody else. And I know that some of you on this call tonight will embrace the Success Team accountability, embrace the massive action and the personal development. And over the next 90 days, some of you will step up and attend the August convention as new directors. Okay, and I want that to be a goal for anybody on the team who is not yet a director. Get to the August convention as a new director. Okay, that's a goal. Some of you over the course of the next 6 months will, the Success Team will be the catalyst and the momentum to your step up onto the world team and qualify you to attend Prague 2020 with us. And for some of you on this call tonight, the next 90 days is the start of your journey towards the President's Team. And I want the Success Team to be very, very results driven. Because when we are getting results, when we are taking steps, when we are increasing the income that we're making through our Near Life business, do you know what that means? All that means is that we are making a bigger difference out in the real world. When we succeed in this business, it means that we are making the world a healthier place. When we succeed in this business, it means we are solving people's financial problems out there. So guys, I want to thank you for the time this evening. We're 10 minutes over time. We're going to try and stick to time as much as possible. Embrace this journey. We're going to have a whole lot of fun. And I will be sending out the homework for this week to the broadcast lists. And what I recommend you do is that team leaders, I'll be in contact with you to discuss the best way forward in controlling and managing the weekly activity sheets. God bless you all, and we'll see you next week, same time. Have a great week.
Bye.
Thanks, Chris. Bye.
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 Everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, everyone. Bye.
Hey, you back?
Oh, yeah. Computer.
Sorry, we lost you.
Okay.
Hey, guys. Bye. Good night.
Bye.